Hey everyone, so in this video, I'm going to show you how in really just a few minutes, you can use RightMessage to create dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of landing pages very quickly and with very little fuss. So here's the problem, here's the backstory. A lot of people, many of our customers are running very sizable paid campaigns. So these might be on Facebook ads or Google AdWords or whatever else. The big issue is they know that they want to have specific individual creatives. So the creatives that target a certain type of person with a very specific message, they want to have a unique landing page for each of these. The issue is if you've ever tried to manage more than say a dozen landing pages in a platform like Lead Pages or Unbounce, it's just not fun. So what they've discovered that RightMessage can be used for is we're kind of a landing page platform. Now, we're not a true landing page platform in that we don't actually host pages ourselves. Yet, people have discovered that if you just take our snippet that we give every new account and put it on a landing page, it'll work just as expected, and it can create a lot of variations of landing pages in very little time. Now, to their credit, a good amount of, I know like Unbounce and I think a few others, a good amount of these landing page platforms do allow for you to do things like pass in a city name into the URL and then just inject it anywhere on the page. Now, the issue though is if you want to do anything beyond that. So let's say you want to change like an image on the page, or you want to swap out a testimonial. Basically, it starts to fall apart there. And that's typically where you would want a unique landing page. So if you're like the example I'm going to give today is a hypothetical law firm that's running paid ads. They practice in the state of Virginia and they have 18 different things that they can do. So they have different ads that are saying, family law in Norfolk, Virginia, or bankruptcy law in Roanoke, Virginia, or whatever else. They have all these different ads and they want to lead capture people who are searching for this stuff. And the issue though is that they have 18 practices that they can do. And they have 13 cities in Virginia that they're going to target. Well, 18 times 13 is 234. So managing 234 landing pages is really, really difficult. So what I'm going to show you is how within RightMessage, just vanilla RightMessage, we can create 234 variations of basically the landing page you see on your screen right now. So let's jump in and see how you would do this. So first things first, I've already put the RightMessage tracking snippet on this landing page that I've created. And now I'm just going to go into the RightMessage dashboard. And what we're going to do is we have, like I mentioned, we have 18 practices, law practices, in 13 cities. So we're going to set up two what are called segment groups within RightMessage. The first one will be law practice, and that'll have 18 segments within it. And the second will be cities, and that'll have 13 segments within that. Once we've done that, we're going to then create two personalization campaigns, one of which targets cities, the other targets law practice. And we're just going to use these two campaigns to modify the same landing page. And then finally, we're just going to register how people get into these different segments. And then we're going to click publish, and it'll all just work as expected. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the segmentation area within RightMessage. I'm going to add a new segment group. It's going to be a custom segment group. And I'm going to call this law practices. And then I'm just going to start adding in, we have bankruptcy, commercial. I'm not going to bother with all of them just because I want to get through this quickly so you don't need to sit around and wait. But I've just added, we'll add one more for the heck of it. Let's do healthcare. So I've added in 5 different now law practices, right? So I'm going to click save, and now we have a law practices segment group. And I'm going to add now one for Virginia cities. Just going to do the same thing. I'm going to go through the list. Alexandria. I'm going to add Hampton, and I'm just putting in again a sample platter, if you will, of Virginia cities. So Suffolk, and then Virginia Beach. Cool. So I've done this, and I've created now the 2 different segment groups that are going to drive the personalization campaigns that I'm going to create next. So I'm going to now go to the site personalization area. I'm going to create the first campaign, which is going to target law practices. So I'm just going to call this landing page by law practice. Create this. And then I'm going to think about what I want to change. So remember, we have two different things we're playing with. We have the city and we have the thing that they need help with. So what I'm going to do is the city is going to affect the text up here. So your city will become Norfolk or Suffolk or Richmond or whatever else. I'm also going to change this blue text here that says in Virginia to be, in Chesapeake, in Norfolk, in Richmond, and wherever. But then based on the law practice, I'm going to use that to change the headline here. So, this will become, let's just do it. So instead of for bankruptcy, maybe get the bankruptcy help you need. In Virginia, if they are commercial law help here. Commercial law help here in Virginia. This is not an exercise on good copywriting for what it's worth. Get the help your family needs. So really, we just go through the list and we think about, healthcare law help in Virginia and real estate. Get the real estate help you need. Truthfully, the hardest part of doing this is coming up with the variants to copy. I mean, the stuff I'm doing now in RightMessage, it's relatively straightforward. It's just clicking on what I want to change and saying, if it's bankruptcy, it'll be this. If it's commercial, it'll be that, and so on. I'm also going to change this. I think I'll change this picture here, right? So, I have, if you go to Unsplash, there's a ton of great images here. So I'm going to say that if they choose bankruptcy, maybe let's change out this picture to be something money related. So we'll grab this picture of money, and then I'm just going to click on the image itself and, put in the money picture. Likewise, let's say with family law, let's do a picture of a family, right? So I'm just grabbing a picture of a family. This one looks good. Copy the image or address and paste it right into RightMessage. Healthcare. Let's find a good healthcare picture. There's a picture of a doctor. That looks good. Copy image address. Go over here. There's the healthcare picture. And then finally, real estate. Just find a picture of a house. Oop. There's a nice picture of a house. Going to copy that. And I have done this. So now what I've done is I've made 5 different variations of this page based on the need, the law practice that somebody's interested in. Now I'm just going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to do it for the city. So we're going to call this landing page by city. I'm going to choose Virginia cities, and I'm just going to really go down the list and say, well, Alexandria, let's start with that. So, in Alexandria, in Hampton, in Norfolk, in Suffolk, and then finally in Virginia Beach. And I'll probably want to do the same thing up here. So maybe your city up here becomes Virginia Beach. And again, I just go through the list and just set this up really quickly. So Hampton. But you can see how we're with RightMessage's point and click editor, it's really, really simple to do this. So, now I've created, again, 5 different pages based on the city somebody's in. And combined, these are now, we've just created 25 variations of this page that'll say something about family law in Suffolk or, whatever, given the city that they're in. So now the final part is figuring out, well, how do people get into these different segments? So if I go back to my segment editor, so we have law practice and we have VA cities. I'm going to start with law practice. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a auto segment rule for each of these. Now, the way that I'm thinking that this will work will be, most advertisers are using UTM parameters to basically pass information to their website, usually for Google Analytics purposes, right? So usually what they'll do is, let's say they're running a ad about family law targeting people in Norfolk, Virginia, and maybe this is running in December of 2020. they'll have a UTM campaign parameter like family-law-Norfolk-December 2020. So we're just going to do, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the UTM campaign parameter, and we're going to look at the most recent occurrence and see if it contains the text bankruptcy. So if the UTM campaign contains the text bankruptcy, then they're going to be put into the bankruptcy segment, which will show the picture of money and show the bankruptcy text. I'm just going to go down the list and just do this real quick. So on most recent occurrence contains the word commercial, campaign on most recent occurrence contains the text family-law. And we're just going to really, like I said, just this is the tedious part. Like conceptually, everything's really simple to do with RightMessage. This is frankly a lot faster than it would be to do copying and pasting bunches of landing pages within your landing page platform. But now what we've done is we've now mapped out. So if UTM campaign contains the text real estate, they'll be put into that real estate segment automatically. Let's do the same for cities. So maybe I'll just do a few of these so I don't bore you too much. So on most recent occurrence contains the text Virginia Beach. I'll do it for Norfolk since I live here. So UTM campaign on most recent occurrence contains the text Norfolk. And we'll do one more for Alexandria. So most recent occurrence contains the text Alexandria. All we need to do now is click publish, and we are live. So now that it's published, what happened is RightMessage took all of these personalizations we've made to this page and all of the different auto segmentation rules and published it to Amazon AWS. And now this page is pulling that directly. So I'm just going to open this in incognito. So we have no cruft sitting around. And this is the default page that most people would see if they went directly to this page. But people aren't going to be coming directly to this page. They're going to be coming through ads that are targeting different law practices in different cities. So let's say that we have a ad that somebody clicked on. They're in Norfolk, and it's about family law, Norfolk, December 2020. Get the help your family needs in Norfolk. And here's a picture of a family. I probably also want to change out this testimonial, but for the sake of time, I didn't bother with that. But again, easy to point and click change that in RightMessage. So we have the text Norfolk. We have Norfolk up here. This looks great. Let's change this out and maybe let's try bankruptcy. And let's jump over to Virginia Beach now. Get the bankruptcy help you need in Virginia Beach. Beautiful. Again, immediate, real time. Like this is one single page that we are modifying on the fly. We're changing images. We're changing potentially testimonials, all that sort of stuff. And just for completeness, let's try out real estate and let's jump up to Alexandria. And now the best, did I not set one up for real estate? Let me just see what I call this. I might have done this wrong. Oh, this needs to be contains. I had it set for equals. Contains, we'll see, does it actually include the text, the text of real estate. We don't want it to be equal. So if I reload this now, it'll take a second for, here we go. So now get the real estate help that you need in Alexandria, picture of a house. That was my typo there that made that go that way. So again, 25 variations of a page. It took 10 minutes maybe to set that up. And you can see how if we wanted to set up 18 law practices for 13 cities to give us 234 combinations, super, super easy to do. Now, one added benefit of doing this in RightMessage is going to be this, which is we can actually synchronize the data that we've collected, this segment data, up to your CRM or email marketing app automatically. So what I mean by that is, let's say that they Googled real estate help, Alexandria, Virginia. They're here, they're looking at this page. They fill out this form. This form has first name, last name, email, and phone. But RightMessage is automatically going to attach to that. Real estate is the deed that they had the law practice, and Alexandria is the city. So when it ends up in your email database and you have an automated email that's triggered to them, you can make it so the email is all about real estate, or something like, hey, one of our real estate specialists is going to get in touch with you today. Here's a case study or something of a company that we've helped with real estate problems or something like that. It just becomes a really nice personalized email onboarding experience, so that when one of your salespeople does call them, you can talk immediately about real estate. You're not asking, so what's that law? What law help do you need? You can really dial that in. So anyway, I hope I made a really compelling argument for why RightMessage is a badass method of creating lots of landing pages very quickly. If you have any questions, just feel free to reach out, let us know. But I would highly encourage you, if you are doing a lot with paid ads and you have a lot of different campaigns and you have different layers. So maybe this campaign is targeting, single people ages 18 to 30, and that campaign's targeting married people who are over 50. And then you have like different things. So maybe this one's talking about, I don't know, earrings. This one's talking about, rings or something. You can pass all that context to RightMessage. We will do all the legwork of swapping out imagery, content, replacing videos, and so on a single destination landing page. And it'll save you from needing to have tons and tons and tons of copies that are a bit repetitive. So again, hopefully this has helped, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions.